I thought it was a fun game. Obviously, winning's always fun, but I feel like we made a huge jump from like the last 2 weeks. I thought that we got better. I think offensively, we still have a lot of work to do, but I thought in the second quarter, really solid defense. We really turned them over and did some good things. And NAU is a really good team. I think they're really good transition threes. At times, they made us pay for it, and I think our pressure really got to them. But they're solid. I think this was a good test for us.
So you mentioned that you guys were able to turn the ball over in the second quarter. What was the difference? Because you guys had 0 in the first and 11 in the second.
Well, we weren't pressuring the ball. We weren't aggressively trapping. We weren't pressuring the ball in the full court. We weren't rotating, and then we talked about it, and then they really picked it up. But they have to have that mentality from the get-go.
Is that also why it seemed like they lost the three-point shooters in that first quarter, but then they started closing out on them?
Well, they weren't running back. I felt like that we were buddy running. So buddy running is like when your person is running there and you like run next to your friend or your opponent, and then you're not sprinting back. So we talked about that. I don't think we're great at that yet. I think that's been an emphasis in practice, and that is probably one of our deficits right now. But I think it was better today than it had been. I guess a team that's really intentional with it. So they did a really good job. When number one would drive down the lane and pitch to shooters, we had a tough time. And she's good at, and the person that was really containing her was Shayna. So when Shayna wasn't on her and there was some kind of switching, it was like open threes. And I think, we're lucky that they missed some shots today.
So Asbury, double-double, before the end of the first half. She just had her hand in everything. What did you see from her today?
I mean, it's what I see every day in practice. Like, I think she has a really special knack for the ball. And I remember I said this before she even started playing with us. She has quick hops and just a nose for ball, and that's instincts. That's not something that we taught her. I wish I could take credit for it. It's just she's good at that. Some people are just a natural rebounder. She's good at that. She reads the rim well and just goes for it. And I don't think that it's because she jumps out the gym. She's athletic, but I just think it's her timing and her her quick hops and just the nose for the ball. So I think she's special in that sense. I think one of the biggest and best parts about her game is that. But then the other good things, she can shoot the three. She can handle it a little bit. I don't think she's even showed what she really can do. Today, she was successful offensive rebounding, but I think she can do so much more. She's a really good player.
It seemed like she hustled for every loose ball out there. It seemed like she didn't give up on any rebound. What does that do for you guys, not only offensively but defensively?
I mean, it does a lot. It does a lot because it puts pressure on them, and it makes you have to find her and box her out. So that's you pay attention to that, and it's a focal point for other teams, or will be. And we just really hadn't had someone like that. I mean, we've had really good post players that are good and solid inside, but not that have the ability to rebound like she does. I think she's probably, and for her size, I mean, she's not that big. She's probably one of the best rebounders I've coached as far as just like her nose and her quickness and her jump. I think she has a chance to be a really, really good player, and, she has 2 more years. So hopefully, I think she has a decision, like she can play 1 year or 2. So I'm hoping she plays another because she's going to continue to improve with us.
Part of that rebounding, just her being in position at the right time. It seemed like
No, it's her instincts for the ball. I don't think it's position. I think there was one tough call where I thought she just out-jumped someone. But, I mean, it is what it is. But she just has a nose for the ball. She just reads the rim well, anticipates where it's going to be. And I think that's just a gift. Some people are really good rebounders, some people aren't. And I think she's just instinctually good at that. And she goes and gets it, but some people go and get it and don't get it. She's just times it well, and she's great at that. That's a gift she has for sure.
The freshmen, I think, combined for 26 points. They look very confident. Could you just talk about their court presence?
Yeah, I don't think they so it's funny because we have 7 new players, 4 freshmen. I don't even think they were that confident. I think they were nervous, their first game, or first real game. It's different as exhibition. Your first real game in front of, I don't know, there was probably 9,000 people or 8,000, I don't know how many people. 7. Okay, so a lot of people. And then it's a real game, and it's different exhibition. You're coming in a little later, which is normal because the rotations are different. So I think that they just, like Paris, they didn't look like they were nervous at all, and they were. So I think you're going to see better versions of them. I think Kaylin, she got hit, and I mean, her head is she's got a big, I mean, we thought she could have had a concussion, but she got tested and didn't. But I think that really kind of shook her. Because, when you feel and you can, see it. But she's just a baller. She just she knows how to score. I mean, she's like instant off the bench, instant offense. And then Lamaya, I think Lamaya showed some athleticism, grabbed some good rebounds, did some good stuff in transition. I thought all of the freshmen gave really good minutes. Unfortunately, Maya wasn't playing because these are games I want to see her in, but she's just resting a little bit today, and she'll be back on Sunday.
You said she's had some, like, off and on injuries.
Yeah.
Have they been different, or is this something that keeps cropping up?
No, it's so different. Just today, she could have played today, like she was medically cleared to play, but she's just had really bad tendonitis and her knee was sore. So instead of like playing with a sore knee, I'm more worried about just the Pac-12 and the season. So I just decided it wasn't worth playing her. She was like 50-50 in shoot around today, but if you're sore and stuff, I didn't think it was worth it. And we don't have a lot of posts right now, so I need to preserve her. But it wasn't something where if we had like a Pac-12 championship today or something, she'd play. So.
Kate came back from her injury. How do you think she looked out there?
I thought she looked really good. I thought she played great. I thought she had some good drives to the basket. I think all the posts missed little chippies around the basket, but I thought she gave us really good minutes. I thought she was also good on the boards, almost a double-double. I think she played well. You know, after being out for the few days, she was like out for like 3 or 4 days and back in like 50%, because after concussion protocol you have to like ease back in. You're non-contact, and then you're like 50%. So that's kind of how it was all week. So I thought she looked good.
Earlier, yesterday, I guess it was, you said that you would be playing more sort of smaller rotations, obviously,
Yeah.
with Lauren Ware out. And then today without Maya. So we got to see a lot of that today. Is that really what we'll see for most of the year, except for obviously Maya's gonna come back?
Yeah, you will, but you'll see it despite that because just the numbers and just personnel. So we'll play a lot of, sometimes we'll play 4 guards, 1 big, and I think that's just kind of the style of basketball nowadays, and we play 4 out anyways. But sometimes we'll have more 5 out stuff. You might see as Mary playing some 5, but we're gonna be really good at pressing in those lineups, and sometimes we'll have like 5 shooters. Sometimes we'll have Shayna, who's great at breaking people down, and 4 shooters. So I kind of like the look of that. I would have probably done that anyways, limited, but now this just enables me to do it more.
And Lauren Fields got into foul trouble early, but she came out, she had a great game. What are you seeing from her?
I think that we're just seeing her start to get comfortable. I think she's getting in better shape. I don't think she's there yet. I don't think she's in shape yet. But she's like working towards it, just like the whole team. I don't care if we're not in shape now. I care if we're more in shape like January, February, and then obviously our best at March. But I think she's more confident. I think that you saw her get comfortable, and then she got a streak of points. So I think we'll see her just play like that. But to me, this is how she can play every game. I mean, that's what I expect from her. And I don't think she's playing her best because of the foul trouble. So I think that we'll see her consistently play at least like she did today.
So the first exhibition, Shayna had 12 shots but had a hard time hitting them.
Yeah.
Today she took 14 and hit them and still had the assists. So what do you say about her kind of stuff?
She needs to play like this all the time. And we but 7 assists and 0 turnovers. So this is a great stat line for her. I think the free throws she has to do a little better, because then she would have had 22 and 7 assists. That's good. And then she was fouled 7 times. So I think she did a good job of driving when she had opportunities, and then when she was stopped or when she wanted to get her teammates involved, she did a good job of kicking the shooters. And I think that for Shayna, she's going to be very happy because now she kicks to the people that give her assists. So I think before you kick it, and we had a lot of drives after that because of our personnel. Now she's kicking it out to Parrish, Jade, and Jade's a really efficient shooter. Jade was kind of out with foul trouble too, but she's going to get some assists just because of our personnel. So, and like Jade, it wasn't her game tonight, but on a stat sheet, I don't know if we've ever had someone with a plus 49 efficiency or plus minus 49. I don't think we've had that, or I probably haven't seen that. 49 is Mary was a plus 49. And actually, Shayna was a 50.
Yeah.
A 50. I don't know if I've seen any of our players a 50. And then a 49. And then Helena was a 40. Like, I don't think I've ever had 3 players in between 40 and 50. So that's pretty good. Unless they change the system or something. I don't know. I'm not stat guru. I'm like, wow. Unless they change the number somehow, but.
Had 3 assists as well. What does that do when you have the bigs able to connect the dots down there in the paint?
It's really good. She's an unselfish player. She doesn't take bad shots, and she had 0 turnovers. I think she played a phenomenal game. The area, if you could look at the stat sheet and say the area that we need to improve on, obviously boxing out, a little bit transition defense, and then free throws. Free throws have to be better. We can't shoot 70%. You know, we need to shoot like 75%. I don't think we'll ever be 78%, just because like who's primarily going to the line. But I think we can be 75. And I think Shayna can be in the 70s also. So
There's that 6 steals tonight.
I know that was pretty awesome. Yeah, like 6 steals. That's a lot in 26 minutes. I think the Paris played really well. And then 7 rebounds. And I don't know how she's getting those rebounds because she's not even sent to the boards half the time, but we'll take it. Somehow they're always like getting rebounds. I'm like, well, you're not even supposed to be rebounding offensively. But she's also has someone, I think Paris, and even Kaylin, they're really good rebounders for guards. Like Kaylin gets up and she gets some of those rebounds she does every game. And then Paris just has a knack for like taking it from someone and getting an offensive rebound. Those are some freshmen that have, and Lamaya. Lamaya flies in there and skies in there and finds a way to get a rebound. So I think our freshmen are really talented. I think you can see here, like at Arizona, what the future is. And that's why I want these freshmen to get experience, get better, and then just play. Because just imagine them as juniors and seniors. They're going to improve. And so I'm excited to see that, along with our next year's class coming in.
Sorry, what do you like when you have Shayna out there and Paris out there? Seems like 2 guards that really like to attack the basket.
No, I like it. And then defensively, I don't know if I like all 3 freshmen together. And some of those lineups, I was like, well, wait. But they're freshmen. And I always tell the freshmen, I was like, the best thing about a sophomore is that you're not a freshman anymore. So I was laughing with them about that. I do like them together with the more experience. So I like Shayna, Paris, and Jade together. Or like Kaylin with, Lauren and Jade. I think those are good. So like a freshman with a more experienced player. Because it's just with 3 freshmen, the rotation is hard, the communication, all those things. I think Lamaya is good around with some other good players around her. Lamaya does a great job of penetrating, jump stopping, and kicking, and that's not something she did a few weeks ago. So she's working on that, and she's done a really good job of that. And then we're asking for a lot from Lamaya because we're putting her at all these different positions. So Lamaya, Maddie, and Helena have done a fabulous job because we're saying learn the 4 like on the fly because of Lauren getting hurt. They're having to learn like the 2, 3, 4. It's a lot, and it's totally different things. So I thought they've done a really good job. The returners of just adjusting to that. Maddie's never been a 4. Like they gave her the ball one time down low, and I was like, as Mary, do not give the ball to Maddie on the block, and she got blocked. And as Mary kind of set her up, we kind of laughed about it at the timeout. But Lamaya is just picking up stuff fast and doing a tremendous job because it's hard as a freshman. You're trying to learn your spot and your 2 wing spots, and then you get thrown to another one. There's totally different like rules and places to go. So she's done a good job of that. And I think just as a player, which a lot of players don't have now, but Lamaya and Maddie have that, and Helena, like play me wherever so I can play. Other players are like, oh, I want to be a 2. I want to make sure I'm a 1. You know, like they're like play me wherever, and I like that about them. But it's an opportunity to get more minutes. So I mean, I would have been like, play me wherever you want. I want to play. So and I think they all have that mentality. So it's going to help them.
So everybody played tonight had a decent amount of minutes. Should we expect to see this as the season goes on?
No.
You're going to settle into your 9, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, but we have, I would say like on a typical roster, yeah, like if we had 15, but I feel like we can play like this, but maybe not the same minutes. Like just because of just the lead, and I was able to put some of those lineups on I couldn't normally put against a Pac-12 team, but I think you can see, I think everybody can play here because everybody brings kind of different strengths. Like Lamaya's doing really good defensively, and she's doing some good things, and we can put her at 3 positions right now. So I think you can play, but I don't know if the minutes will be 15 because that's just a lot to distribute. And maybe in tighter games, that may make Kate and Asbury play more minutes because of the bigs we're facing, like against the Baylors and Stanfords and those teams. But I think that if we get really good, I think everybody can play on our team. But it's not going to be equal just because of experience and like who we're facing. So.
Coach, I went to the NEU ASU game, and NEU looked pretty impressive there. So what was the biggest thing that you saw for them, and how were you able to shut them down today?
I saw that like Reagan Schneck, she's like, I knew her from Washington too, so it's funny. She's the catalyst in offense and defense, does a really good job of running her team, does a good job of penetrating and finding shooters. So we knew we had to contain her, and we knew we wanted to keep the ball out of her hands and press her. They do a really good job of doing what they do well. Like they run different ISO plays for like number 2 to drive it left, and Reagan to go right or left, whatever way she wants. They do a good job of pitching the shooters in transition, so we knew we had to guard those things. And I think they had a really good chance and should have won the ASU game. They had 3 chances at the end to win. But it's at ASU, so it's tough. But we knew they were a good team. We weren't going to overlook them. We weren't going to not be prepared. I think that they killed us on baseline out of bounds, which we did not do a good job of right now. So that's an area we have to get better in. But I think they're a good team. I think they're well coached, and I think Lori does a good job. So we knew that they were going to be prepared and run some good stuff. Cool. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.